What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. The hunt for a giant trout continues today. We got a challenging river, challenging conditions, but I just know there's a big giant trout in here somewhere. We'll see what happens. If we can get one big one today, it will be a success. But man, I'm just excited to get in here and start fishing. If you guys are new to my channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. Be sure to drop a like on today's video. And if you're interested in using the flies I'm gonna use in today's video or any video here on my channel, they're all custom patterns that I've designed. I make them all myself. ddflies.com, the link is in the description. I can't promise you guys that the flies are gonna be in stock, but if they're available on the website, maybe consider giving them a shot. But yeah, man, low water, challenging today. But I'm confident. I got the full arsenal of flies. I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna be using to start today. Let's get to fishing. Alrighty guys, so I'm literally tiptoeing up through here. I think we want to start fishing right in here. Any of this looks good to me. Obviously, the water levels are low today, but that's what we want. Challenging, technical, but because of the water level, we know if there's a giant trout in here, it's got to be somewhere in this deeper cut. It almost has to be. There's just not enough depth down here, not enough cover. Maybe they slide back in here middle of the day, you know, when all the pressure and human activity kind of picks up on the hot summer days. But right up in this cut, really anywhere from about there up through this whole cut up to the riffle, this is the stretch of river where I really think we can get an absolute giant trout. You guys have seen me do it before. And hey man, with a little bit of luck, we might be able to pull it off today. I got 4X on, River Soldier. You guys know the deal by now. Now the only thing I'm actually slightly worried about today, just because it's first light right now and things are so calm, I'm actually worried about hooking a smaller fish, whether it's here or especially up in the prime spot of this run. I'm worried about hooking a smaller trout and, you know, it jumping and just splashing and kind of blowing my cover. I almost want the first trout today, the very first fish, I almost want to be a giant trout. So see what happens today. I'm just gonna kind of jig this streamer. If we don't move anything on the River Soldier, I'll definitely go to a WBT stonefly. And honestly, conditions right now, they look amazing for just kind of standard nymphing, but I'm trying to move a giant fish today. So we're going with the River Soldier. But man, it is a beautiful water level. It's technical, it's challenging right now, but I just know where these fish are gonna be sitting, and I'd rather have to rely on a better skill set than to not really know where the fish are. Man, I'm just waiting for it, guys. I really think we're gonna get a giant today. I left at 3:30 this morning. You know, there's some stuff coming off. I could just go to a WBT stonefly and our caddis jig, and I probably could start hammering fish. But we're here to catch a big fish, you know? We're here to catch a giant, not catch numbers. That was a really good drift too. That was really surprising. My confidence is lowering with each cast. We're in such a good spot right here. I know this place gets pressured heavily, but it's just one of the places with these water levels that there's got to be some decent fish stacked in there. Has to be. Snag. That scared me. I felt like a giant at first. Might have to go to bugs. Who knows? I'm trying to be as stealthy as I can, so hopefully we can kind of go all the way up through this run, and if we do come up empty, I can always switch over to, you know, actual bugs. We can try some other flies instead of this jig streamer. It is kind of that time of year. Oh, there's one. That was a really nice hit, guys. Really nice hit. Really nice hit. Shoot. That was a really good fish. Will I get a second chance? Probably not. Okay, we got a take though. We got a take. Man, I'm really pissed I missed it. I almost felt like a couple bumps, and sometimes that can be a really large fish. Just kind of testing. Wow, I can't believe I missed on him. There's nothing in there, man. Crazy. I'm just putting it through each little spot. There's one. Good one. Real good trout. This would make the whole day. It's not a giant, guys, but it's 15, 16-inch trout all day long. Maybe bigger. Oh yeah, it's bigger. This is upper teens. Big trout, big trout. We got one. We got one. Switch the nymphs and we got one, guys. I want to stay closer to this fish because of all the rocks, you know. I want to stay close to it, and I want to keep this rod up. Because if he goes, you know, like around rocks or something, I'm screwed. It almost feels like I'm screwed right now, but I think it's just because the trout's so big. Yeah, he's loose. He's just big. This is a beautiful brown trout, guys. Big wild fish. This is it. This is why I got up early. This is the trout, man. It's not the giant, you know, it's not the biggest one I've ever seen in my whole life. But this would make the whole day. It's a big one. Looks 18, 19. You know, 17, 18, 19-inch giant wild brown trout. Look at that. Oh no, it's bigger than I think. It is giant. Where's my net? Where's my net? Big one, guys. Big one. Big one. It's got a lot more power. It's got a lot more power. I am on 4X though, thank God. And I got a good hook set. I'm on 4X here. I think I got to take in just a little bit more line. Look at this one though. WBT stonefly. Can I get it? I got it. It's a big one. It's a big one. Way bigger than I thought. Giant one. Let's go. Look at that. That's a pig. Look at that WBT stonefly right in the corner. Undefeated fly pattern, man. It just tricks so many big wild brown trout. I thought it would have eaten the caddis jig, but no. Went for the WBT. Alrighty guys, gonna try to get you a quick picture. Big girl, man, big girl. Look at that one. Awesome fish. Wow. Big, big, big fish. WBT stone flap top, and I actually took the caddis jig off. I went with a DFW, size 16 DFW, really good pattern. Again, I always go WBT off the dropper at my top, and it's almost like I'm fishing just the WBT stone fly, because even though that fly is up top, it's so much heavier. The way you guys can kind of see this rig set up is when I'm fishing, you know, I'm fishing directly to the stone fly. You know, my smaller fly that I keep down low is so substantially lighter in weight that it's almost like I'm just fishing one fly. It's almost like I'm just trying to put this WBT stone fly in the strike zone. And when you're actually going through your drift, this ends up just kind of trailing behind, and they both end up in the strike zone. Versus if I had that stone fly down here and I was fishing, you know, my rig would be more vertical, and this DFW would actually be higher up in the water column. On certain days where I want a specific fly in a different water column, piece of the water column, I will do that. I will go WBT stone fly at the bottom. So then when I'm going through my drift, you know, everything's vertical and you got the WBT running through the rocks, and then you have a smaller, you know, emerger or whatever you want, whatever fly, smaller fly you want, up, you know, in a different part of the water column. But for right now, mid-morning, just trying to really hit these little runs in between the rocks, I want both of these flies basically just bumping the gravel down where the trout are lying. So I always go with that WBT stone fly up front to get the whole rig down, and then basically both flies are going through along the bottom. So hopefully that makes sense. That's how I set up my rigs. Again, if I think fish are eating emergers, if I want like this fly higher up in the water column, I'll switch them. Maybe I make this longer, so this is even further up in the water column if the water is deeper. You can do a lot of different stuff with a nymph rig, but this is how I'm set up right now. We're gonna get back in here and just hit these last few runs. And based on what I gotta do for the rest of the day, that's pretty much all the time I have today. So happy to get that big one, guys, but hopefully we can get another really, really nice trout out of this section. Let's see if we can get one. See that little, I see that little cut over there. Now, I'm probably gonna get snagged. I got one try, but I'm just gonna risk it, guys. Let's see if I can get a drift right in that little cut. A little bit higher up than that. Yeah, right there. And just let it go right down through that little cut. And there's a fish! Big one right in that cut. That was all of 15. Right in that little cut. I could just see, I don't know why I didn't pick that up before. There's that hole over there. And for whatever reason, I never saw that until just a minute ago. Right in there, but you know, he's not gonna bite again. But that was awesome. You know, one cast, one fish. That was the one, man. That was the one we were trying to get out of there. You know, you figure there'd be one halfway decent fish in there. Maybe two, but unlikely. I'll take like one more cast. I'm just happy we, you know, had success and found that fish there. Right in that little cut, man. There's that little cut over there. It looks pretty deep. And there's a cut on the other side of the rock too that I was really trying to let the flies drift to like that. Maybe I get one on the swing. Man, that was an awesome looking brown trout too. Probably about 15-inch fish, 14, 15. I think we're gonna give this slow, deeper water a couple of casts. And by the way, guys, if you aren't already, follow me on Instagram, Downstream Downrange. I put the link in the description. But let's get over along that cliff. Hopefully you can see it back there. Let's see if we can find a giant, a true giant, not just a big one the actual giant trout we're looking for. This hunt for the giant trout episode series I've been doing, we're talking like 26. So let's see if we can get it done. I mean, it looks like a pretty good dry fly spot. There's just no big rocks, no cover. I think the water's too low. I think we already hit the best spots. Most people know that this river, 1 or 2 nice fish per day is, you know, excellent. Got one. And you know what? Maybe this one's the sugar on top, right? Maybe this one is just enough. 2 in the net, couple misses, 1 big one. I think that sounds pretty good, and no surprise, guys. WBT stonefly again. Just go ahead and leave this guy in the water the whole time. Don't need to show you guys this little 9-incher, but hey, maybe that one will be 2 feet someday. But that's cool, another fish. You know, I was surprised earlier when we didn't get one, so at least we got one out of this hole. I think we'll go ahead and wrap this one up, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I got more coming. See you in the next one.